Hello, everyone. This is Seraphim of the Cross back with another travel vlog. All right, so today I want to talk to you guys about some reasons that would entice someone to move to Florida in 2025. All right, so the first reason, I think this is the biggest reason why most people move to Florida in 2025, is the weather. Florida is it's a very warm state. It's a very hot state, especially when we get into those summer months like June, July, August, and it rarely snows. Like literally, like I'm from Florida. I was born here. I was raised here, and literally the first time I saw snow was when I was about to graduate college. When I was 22, and when I was about to turn 22, and I had to drive up to Georgia for that. So literally, we never get snow here. Um, and honestly, to me, this sounds like pretty remarkable, but I know for a lot of people who are moving from up north, like the Northeast, from the Midwest, from those parts, it can probably be a relief because from what I hear, I guess you have to like shovel snow or it gets like caught up in like the driveway and then you have to like shovel it or whatever, and then they put salt on the roads or whatever. I really don't know. Honestly, I have no idea because I'm from Florida. Um, but yeah, like a lot of the one of the main reasons that people move to Florida is because of that warm weather. And I will say I'm someone who loves the cold, and literally like I have some jackets and hoodies that literally I only like wore like my jacket like twice in the past year. Because it never really got hot enough, or excuse me, cold enough to actually like wear that outside. Um so take that as you will, you know. But I will say the northern parts, like in the panhandle of Florida, they do get a little bit more cooler because they're more far, not that far up north, but in the northern part of Florida. Where I am in the south parts of Florida, it doesn't really get that cold. I think the coldest parts are maybe like January, late December, early January, possibly February. But even then, even then, the temperature doesn't even go barely into like the 40s, I would say. And that would be like the early hours of the morning, like 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. But by the time the sun comes out in the morning slash noon slash afternoon, like it usually like raises like a decent amount temperature wise. Um, but yeah, like the number one reason why people move to Florida is because of that weather aspect, because it's hot, because it's warm, and the winters aren't really like they're really like they're really nothing, especially if you're coming from the Northeast. The second aspect why people move to Florida, and this is a little bit debatable, but I'll still put it on the list, is the relative affordability. And as a side note, I put no state income tax. So Florida is one of the few states without a state income tax, which means you'll get to keep more of your money. And secondly, I know it's still debatable because there's a lot of immigrants moving into Florida, which are pushing prices up. Um, but I still think it's true because if you're moving from the Northeast or from like Illinois or California or one of those bigger cities, especially that have like a higher cost of living, that Florida is still relatively cheaper, depending on what part of Florida you go, compared to those states. I know in the Panhandle, it's going to be a lot, relatively like cheaper than the rest of the states. Also, some parts like probably of Central Florida that aren't like the big cities like Miami or Tampa or Orlando. So I'll still put it on the list, relative affordability, but kind of like an asterisk, like it depends on where you go. Also, bear in mind the job opportunities, because I know tourism and hospitality and healthcare are a few sectors that are like popular here. Tourism is like really big here, but bear in mind that those jobs don't really pay very well. They don't pay a lot. So if you're coming here, make sure you either have your money saved up or that you have some skill set that you're able to sell to your employers. And the third reason is especially if you are into like water sports or outdoors activities, especially if it has to deal with the water. I think, and one of my friends made a point about this, that Florida becomes really accessible if you have a boat, because therefore you can go to the beach, you can go on one of the many like, where I'm from, we have like, yeah, like a lot of like water stuff. But yeah, if you have a boat, like water sports, especially like if you're out on the beach. I mean, Florida beaches. I will say, I will admit, Florida beaches are some of the most beautiful, if not even in the country, in the world, because you have those sandy beaches and you have the warm water, especially like on the Gulf. Um, and so yeah, like there's a lot of outdoors activities. You can go hiking. You can go. And bear in mind, we don't have mountains, but there's a lot of trails. Um, there's a lot of like nature stuff. And I will say, I guess this is like maybe reason 3.5, probably 4, but especially if you're coming with a family, depending on what part of Florida you're going to move to, it's very family friendly. You're going to have stuff that's like fun for the whole family. You're probably going to hear that catchphrase, at least like where I'm from, because I'm in a part of the Florida that's, pretty family friendly. Um, so yeah, it's family friendly, and it is again depending on what part of the state you go to, um, and water sports and anything to do with water is huge here, like sailing, swimming, going to the beach, fishing, especially. Uh, and so yeah. Also, I guess another reason is like if you have family here, I think that'll be a very big reason why you would want to move. I know there's a lot of like I'm Hispanic, and a lot of a lot of my family like moved here, and I think that has to do with the culture, especially like in Miami. Um, so if if you're raised in a type of environment, you're going to be attracted to that type of environment. It's going to be part of you. And so depending, and we have, if you saw my last video, we have 3 different cultures. We have a very southern culture when you go far up north. We have a very northeastern culture, more so in Central Florida, and we have a very Hispanic culture when you go south to Miami. So depending on kind of what culture, kind of like cultural upbringing you have, um, maybe like you would be pointed towards that direction. Maybe you'd feel like more called to a certain demographic or group of people because that's how you were raised. And so there you have it, guys. That's my video. Please share the video if you can. If you find someone who is debating about moving to Florida and they just want some reasons. Let me know if there's anything I missed in the comment section below. And if you liked the video, please like the video, share the video, and consider subscribing. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.